On its official website, Virtus.pro announced the return of Ivan Artstyle Antonov. He is coming back to the coaching position, which was held by him from 2017 to 2018. Under Ivan's leadership, the Bears won 4 majors and also finished 5th, 6th twice at the International. The Brazil organization Heaven Liberty has announced its expansion into Dota 2, with the signing of Midas Club. During this year, the team under the leadership of Duster has already changed 3 organizations. Before that, the Brazilians played for Furia Esports and Midas Club. Philippine player Samson Sam H. Hidalgo has left Neon Esports. It was announced on the organization's Twitter account. Sam H. left the squad before the end of the trial period as he decided to join another team. Neon accepted his decision and wished the player all the best. Julius G.J. Gadeon will play for the Neon Esports in the next matches instead of Sam H. Joe Marsh, CEO of Team One, began receiving threats following the lineup changes. The Korean organization announced the benching of Lee Faker Sang Hyoka. The midliner was replaced by 17-year-old player Lee closer Jo Hyun. Faker is considered to be one of the best players in League of Legends. T1 awarded player with a new contract, which stated that Lee would become a co-owner of the organization. With Clother, the team gained 4 victories and guaranteed itself a place in LCK playoffs. Faker's transition to the bench drew a flurry of criticism from the community. A number of fans crossed the line, and T1 CEO could no longer remain silent. Joe Marsh reached out to fans on Twitter and urged them to stop the online harassment. The CEO added, if the onslaught of virtual violence and threats continues, the organization will consider filing a lawsuit. Mouse Esports announced signing of Aurimas Paimas Pipires as their 6th player. The organization plans to develop the 16-year-old rifler under the guidance of experienced players. Paimas burst into the scene in May when he played as substitute for FaZe instead of Olofemister. With Paimas, FaZe reached 2 third places in the tournament hosted by DreamHack and Blast. Mouse Esports, on the other hand, are experiencing problems after the tournament switched to online. The team finished with the 2nd place on the ESL Pro Series, and after that the team didn't climb higher than 13th in the rest of the competitions. Quote, "We felt how unexpected events could change this year, so we decided to expand our roster and sign a 6th player to be ready. We are delighted that a talent like Paimas will take this role, which also fills our philosophy of developing young players," unquote, states the announcement on Twitter. Paimas' place in FaZe was taken by Marcus Kjorby. Team Liquid's Counter-Strike Go player can make transition to Valorant. Former Team Liquid captain Nick Nitro Canlela may be the next pro to switch from KS to Riot Games' new tactical shooter Valorant. This was reposted by ESPN, referring to its sources. Team Liquid signed Grim in early August, while Nitro was benched. During his 5-year career in the FPS shooter from Valve, the American reached the major final and also won a huge number of tournaments. The 24-year-old wants to see glory in a new discipline. Many organizations have reached out to the player, and the fact that he is still under the contract with the Team Liquid hadn't stopped anyone. The news that Nitro is moving to Valorant did not come as a surprise to many, as the player has often streamed the game since his departure from Liquid's active roster. Evil Geniuses will play with a stand-in during the Omega League. Daniil GPK Skutin will play on the middle lane instead of Abed Yusuf, who is currently in the Philippines. Gambit Esports player will join the team on a short-term loan basis. Thus, Evil Geniuses lineup will feature 3 players from Europe. Fly and Ortiz will play from North America. Both players have practiced playing on European servers in order to not experience latency issues. Brazilian commentator Alejandra Gaules Chiqueta has apologized to Nathan Leaf Orff. The caster accused Chaos's player in cheating. The incident occurred after the Chaos vs MIBR match on Chaos Summit. The commentator was supported by professional players. Among them are Gabriel Fallen Toledo and Tarik Celik. Fernando Fer Alvarenga asked about the legitimacy of the match. This resulted in the entire Chaos team being bullied, and Leaf began to receiving death threats. Later, other professional players and talents defended the 16-year-old and criticized Goalies for such comments. Several weeks after the incident, Goalies apologized to Leaf. Quote, "I understand what happened and my role in it. I made a mistake. Accusing someone of cheating without solid evidence is very serious, especially when people approach in matches emotionally and bet money and take things too far. In the case of Leaf, it has caused a lot of things to happen that I did not intend to happen at the time." Unquote. Goalies wrote on Reddit. FaZe have confirmed the signing of Marcus Kjærby. The 22-year-old will join the European squad. He spent the last months as a free agent. The Dane left Norse, where he played for 2 years. In the lineup, he will replace Aurimas Baimas Pipiras, who joined FaZe as a stand-in May. The debut of the team will take place on the 19th of August at the CyberONE Cologne tournament. The European team will face Heroic in the opening match of Group B.